the bite, the button, yeah. The button, bite, yeah. Set the potato, boy, yeah. Sunlight that always stays. Dinner by the waterway. It's that sweet life. Raise your cross. Made some dude crack a smile. He asked if I could stay a while. I'm living that high life. Time to catch a flight, but you can make me go. Unlocking all the memories of my new home. Ventilated echoes playing to and fro. Back and forth, yeah. Caught some kids dancing in the alleyway. Crazy how the melodies began to play, yeah. Tell me how you feeling when you hear the lyric, yeah. My heart's in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. I left my heart in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. Shopping the girl, I brought a girl on my Vespa. She said I already told ya, yeah. I never dated a black guy. I said you're brown yourself. Let me offer help. Come on inside. Where everybody knows your name, everybody knows your name. Time to catch a flight, but you can make me go. Unlocking all the...
All right. How are you guys doing today? How are you guys doing? Tristan Barrocks here, the digital storyteller, and I'm super excited to be with you once again to just have a conversation specifically around doing live stream production for churches. Live stream production for churches. So if you are a person that goes to church, that goes to a religious institution, that's a part of a faith community, and you are part of the leadership team, you are an individual that wants to get more understanding of how to broadcast or create your own broadcast through live stream, through different tools, using different tools, different softwares, hardware, etc. This is the session for you. This kind of popped in my head the last couple of days because I've been having a lot of conversations with church leaders, because obviously it's Palm Sunday today, and next week is Easter Sunday. And Easter Sunday is obviously one of the biggest Sundays or weekend experiences for most churches. And right now, because we're on lockdown and it's COVID-19 season, we can't be in our large assemblies. We can't be in our large churches. We can't be assembling together, connecting together on a traditional standpoint. So this whole session is just going to be going through different solutions that you can use if you're a church leader, if you're a pastor, if you are helping to lead a church or a religious institution, you're a creative director, etc. These are going to be points and tools, and these tools that I'm going to be showing you are going to allow you to do things like live streaming and live production for your churches if you have not already done so already. And the other thing too is that, you know, a lot of churches may have a live stream set up in some capacity, but it might be in their building, and you may not have access or may not be able to go to the building to do the type of productions that you're used to doing. So this is sort of like a tips and tricks type of workshop or class or stream, just to show you some things that you can do at home to be able to get a little taste or a little type of really good production value at home. So let's jump into there. Let's talk a little bit about why you should do live streaming from home. What's the benefits of it? If you're a church, you know, what's the investment? What are some of the potential questions that you may have? So let's jump into, first of all, that question or those questions. Number one, the reason why live streaming is so important is because it's the way of the future. It is the future. It is the way of today. If you are not live streaming, if you're a church or a religious institution or a collection of people of faith, and you're not live streaming and you're not sharing your faith and sharing your perspective through using Facebook or Instagram or a mixture of both or YouTube, then you're really missing out on a giant opportunity. And obviously, you're noticing because we have to do a lot of social distancing and we have to do self-isolation, there is a giant opportunity for churches to finally totally commit to this digital space. And it's not a bad thing. It's actually going to allow us to be more accessible. It's going to allow us to really spread a message of hope and truth, not just within our local sort of sectors of where we live, but beyond that, right? Beyond that, into hopefully an international platform. So that's really the reason why I want to do this live stream. I want to give you the tools to be successful. So that being said, let's jump into some of the tools that I have here. I have a bunch of different tools, but the first thing the first question I get a lot is, well, why should not why should I live stream, but what can I use? What is the types of cameras I should use? Should I spend a whole bunch of money on a really great camera? What should I do, Tristan? And the first thing I always encourage anybody, whether you're a church pastor or a leader, or you're just somebody just starting out trying to do a live stream, is to use what you have. Use what you have. If you're not going to write down any other point, you should probably write down that point because it's really, really important. Use what you have. It makes no sense to spend thousands of dollars on equipment that you don't know how to actually use, right? You don't know how to wield. How you doing, Raymond? Thank you so much for joining us. We're talking a little bit about how to live stream for churches, right? Like how to set up your live stream production. So the first thing that I'd like you to write down is use what you have. Right? Don't try and use something that is not within your wheelhouse or within your level of capacity or understanding. Just use what you have. So if you have a phone, right? I have an iPhone 10, then use the iPhone 10. If you have the iPhone 11, use the iPhone 11. If you have the iPhone, actually, this is not an iPhone 10. It's actually an iPhone 7. But use what you have, right? This has an HD camera on the front and on the back. Use that, right? You can use things like this mobile tripod, right? This is a GorillaPod. It has 3 legs. I can put it, hang it up on a few different situations on the edge of a shelf or stand it up on my desk. And then I have a little mobile phone adapter. And then I put my phone here. I twist this a little bit. It tightens and it stays tack sharp and in focus. And then I can do a live stream. I can do an Instagram live stream. I can do a YouTube live stream. I can do a Facebook live. Whatever it is whatever platform works for you, and your congregation or those that you're trying to reach are jumping on, go on that platform. It just makes the most sense. So that's the first option. That's the first sort of level. Use your iPhone, right? Use what you got. If you have something a little bit bigger, like this particular guy here, this is a DSLR or mirrorless camera, really. But if you have a DSLR, like a 5D Mark II or 3 from Canon, or any sort of Canon T3, T4, T8 series camera. This is a Sony A7 Mark III. So this shoots 4K HD, it does stills, and it does video. So I can actually use this camera in a very particular way. So I can actually take the sensor or the sensitivity of this camera, and I can actually connect it to an adapter called the Cam Link 4K. The Cam Link 4K. Now, what the Cam Link 4K does is it actually allows me to get a stream or a feed like what you're seeing right now. I actually have a second camera, DSLR camera or mirrorless camera, A7 Mark III, connected to my laptop through this little Cam Link adapter, and I'll send you the notes. I'll put the notes in the comments section later on, and with the links. But essentially what that allows you to do is it gives you the ability to use your normal still shot camera, your normal video camera, and it turns it into a actual web camera. So you can stream it with clean, clear, pristine quality through your laptop. I'm actually using my laptop right now, but you can use a desktop, or you can use a relatively new and powerful laptop or computer in order to be able to do the stream effectively. The second thing that you're going to do is you're going to need audio. most people won't watch videos that don't have good audio on them or decent audio. Right now, I'm using the audio from my headphones. I hope that it's coming out. Sounding pretty good. It looks like it is. I'm looking at my program and it's saying that it's coming out good. But if you don't have one of these headphones, what you want to do is you want to make an investment into something like this, which is a shotgun mic, which you can put on the top or attach on top of your camera. And this is a pretty sensitive mic. This is what we call a shotgun mic. So if I pull off the little sponge here, the protector here, we have a shotgun receiver mic here. So wherever I point it, it's going to pick up really, really high quality sound. Okay. So that's really, really important. But also, this also does stereo, which means it does left and right. And that's really useful if I'm in a situation where I want to get the response of the audience or the people that are around me. So that's an option there. The other option that you can look at, if you don't want to go that route, that's about a $200 option. You can go with this is a relatively more expensive option, but it's wireless. So you have this adapter here, which is a lapel. So this is a wireless lapel system. This adapter right here is actually for attaching to your camera. This is the receiver, and it takes the signal that's coming from this sender, I call it. And you attach your mic here. You attach this to your person. You start talking. The pastor talks. The person that's presenting or doing praise and worship is singing. And then you have a wireless setup and really, really clean audio here. This particular set is the Sennheiser G2 series, but they also have G3 and G4 series. And this is an actual system that most churches have. If you don't have it, it's a little bit of an investment. You're looking at about $300 to $800 depending on what it is. But if you get the system, the mobile system that they have, then you could be spending about $200, $250. It's not too bad. The other thing that you want to be thinking about as well is you want to be thinking about lighting, right? Like, what kind of lighting should I use if I'm doing this from home and I don't have access to the church? It's Easter Sunday or beyond, and I want to do a live stream. I want to do a Bible study. What lighting should I use? Right now, I'm using one lighting setup, and it actually has an adapter on it, so it's cascading the light in a way that's a little bit more complimentary to me. And then I have practical lighting over here as well. Up here, I have bulbs plugged into my ceiling or the ceiling of my basement, and they're smart lights, so they actually change color. So if I say, "Hey Google, change the color of the lights in the basement to red," it'll change it to red, right? But I digress a bit. What I want to show you was the first lighting option, which is this aperture lighting system. This aperture lighting system is what I call a 1x1. It's not exactly a 1x1, but it's like a 1 foot sort of lighting panel. It's really, really nice. I'm going to take off this filter here. I'm going to show you. This is a whole bunch of little individual LED bulbs on a panel. And on the back here, we have two areas for you to put in your batteries, right? So you can attach your batteries here, and it can be battery operated. But not only can it be battery operated, you can also plug it in. Where is it? Right over here. You can plug it in right over here, and you can have continuous lighting. And then this is the light switch right over here. Okay? So this is really, really nice. The other thing that's really good about this particular lighting setup is that it's bicolor. So it does like an amber light. It creates an amber light, and it also creates daylight. So more of a white, bluish light. So this is really good if you want to have some flexibility. These go for about $250 to $300. And then you can use a lighting stand like this, which you can get on Amazon for about $10 to $15. And it's just a tabletop lighting stand. It's actually really, really easy to use. You can just put it right on the light or the table, and it's lightweight, it's travel friendly, and it works really, really well in tandem with this lighting setup. So you can actually use this light and this tabletop short background stand. So now that we have that, let's talk about a little bit higher end options. So if you're looking for a higher end lighting option, we have this light right here, which is my LED spotlight. You can buy this on Amazon for about $150, $145 plus taxes, free shipping, and it's a prime. It's a prime product, which means that if you order it, it will allow you to test it out, use it a lot, as long as there's no physical damage. If you don't like the product, you can return it. So the good thing about this particular light, and I'm going to take off this adapter in front of it so we can see it a little bit better, is if you look right here, they're all of the LED bulbs from the actual LEDs, the LED lights are all concentrated and focused in this area, as opposed to the way this lighting panel is. It's spread out, right, in equal components or equal spacing. This light is a lot more condensed. There's about the same amount of lights or light panels or light bulbs in here that is in my other panel over here. But this actually creates more of a concentrated light source, which is a lot more brighter, and you can shape it a little bit more. So what do I mean by shaping? You can add attachments like this, which is a Boeing's attachment, and then what you can do is you can actually create more of a intense throw to the light or intensity to the light, because you're adding an extra little adapter that will allow the light to be a little bit more controlled and focused. You can also, because it's a Boeing's mount, which just means it's a universal type of mounting kit, what you can do with this particular light is you can add other adapters like soft boxes or square boxes or circles or umbrellas, and that can actually shape the light in different ways so that it doesn't look so harsh. So even in this particular situation, I have another light here, spotlight over to my left, and it's actually going and it's dropping and it's cascading on me, and that cascading light is actually being shaped by a beauty dish, and that beauty dish is giving me a different type of look. So things like that are things that you may want to look at, and the reasons why I really like this option. This is actually a really good option for those that are looking for something that is a little bit more robust and that you can use beyond just a home studio setup or a home live streaming setup. You can actually use this for church and for larger spaces as well. So those are some of the things that I'm using. I'm just thinking if I'm forgetting anything. I don't think I am forgetting anything. I do want to tell you the actual software that I'm using that is really robust. It's actually called Ecamm Live, and it's a subscription-based application. But the thing that I like about Ecamm Live is that it's really just plug and play. You can drag and drop your elements right into the window, and it works. Right now, I can see how many people are watching. I can see who liked it, who loved this content, who's asking questions or making content or comments. There was a comment a few minutes ago by Ray Brown, and I can actually superimpose that right now, and I can put in that comment here. I can actually remove that comment as well. I can do a lot of different things within this particular setup. So even if you have questions right now, I can actually superimpose those questions right onto the screen, and you can actually see your questions, and I can answer them for you. So if you do have any questions about how to live stream or set up a live stream production for churches, feel free to hit me up right now or share this in your feed. If there's other people that might need this information, I'd love to answer any questions for you. You can go ahead right now and ask any questions that you have. I'm going to add some comments here. Ask any questions you like. All right, and what I can do here is I can actually superimpose it. This is what I actually put. Ask any questions you like, and then I also typed in hey, and that's there for me as well. So those are some of the things that you can do with regards to creating a live stream. It's not really hard. It's not super hard. And I think that this is the time and this is the opportunity for churches to be able to embrace the technology, make the investments that they need to make so that moving forward, we're not so dependent on just the weekend experience and people physically having to be in our buildings in order for us to be able to share the messages of hope, truth, and life from our ministry. So I really want to encourage all my pastor friends, all my ministers, all my Christians, all those that are people of faith that are trying to share the messages of hope and truth and life. If you are feeling discouraged or you're feeling like you don't know where to start or what to use, what tools to use, please feel free to reach out to me, hit me up. Let me know if there are any questions that you have, any comments that you have, and any direction that you need. I'm here to help as a resource. All right. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day and stay encouraged and see you on Easter Sunday. Peace.